October 14, 2019. 11:47 a.m. Marcus Kellerman's final radio transmission to surface control. Approaching the hull breach at 47 meters, cameras rolling. Beginning inspection now. 6 hours later, Coast Guard divers would recover his body camera from the bottom of Lake Superior. What they found on that footage changed everything we thought we knew about routine maritime inspections. This is what really happened. Marcus Kellerman wasn't just any diver. With 18 years of commercial diving experience, he'd inspected everything from nuclear submarine hulls to Great Lakes shipping vessels. The 42-year-old father of two held advanced open water and commercial diving certifications, with over 2,300 log dives in his meticulously maintained logbook. That Tuesday morning, Marcus was just 6 months from retirement, planning to open a dive shop with his wife Sarah in Duluth. One final contract with Northern Maritime Inspections, a routine hull assessment on the cargo vessel Northwind Pioneer, anchored in 52 feet of water off Thunder Bay, when Marcus failed to surface at his scheduled 1:15 p.m. check-in. Harbor Master Captain James Mitchell immediately activated Protocol 7 emergency dive rescue operations. Within 90 minutes, 3 Coast Guard rescue divers were in the water, but what they discovered at coordinates 484612 and 893248 W defied every established protocol in the commercial diving operations manual. Marcus's dive computer told the first part of the story. Descent began at 11:52 a.m., reaching the Northwind Pioneer's hull at exactly 47.3 meters, well within his certification limits. Water temperature, 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Visibility, 12 feet. All normal parameters for October diving in Superior. His surface-applied air system showed no mechanical failures. Compressor logs confirmed steady 150 psi flow rate. His emergency bailout bottle remained fully pressurized at 3,000 psi, ever used. "I've been diving these waters for 30 years, said Captain Mitchell, a former Navy deep-sea diving supervisor. "Commercial divers don't just vanish. They follow protocols, they communicate, they surface on schedule." Marcus was as methodical as they come, but the preliminary dive logs revealed something troubling. Marcus had logged GPS coordinates that placed him 200 yards southeast of the Northwind Pioneer, coordinates that made no sense for a hull inspection. Sarah Kellerman provided the detail that shifted the investigation. 3 days before his final dive, Marcus had received a phone call that lasted 47 minutes. Phone records showed it came from a blocked number. When Sarah asked about it, Marcus had said only, "Someone knows about the Mackinac City job." That reference sent investigators digging through Marcus's dive logs from 2017. The Mackinac City job, routine propeller inspection on a private yacht that had paid Marcus $8,000 in cash, triple his normal rate. The yacht belonged to Vincent Torino, a Chicago businessman with suspected ties to cargo theft operations on the Great Lakes. 3 weeks after Marcus's inspection, Torino's yacht had accidentally collided with a barge carrying $2.3 million in electronics equipment. Insurance had paid out. The electronics were never recovered. Suddenly, Marcus's final dive looked anything but routine. The breakthrough came when marine electronics specialist Dr. Helen Vasquez analyzed Marcus's underwater camera footage. What she found in the metadata changed everything. The camera shows Marcus descending normally, Dr. Vasquez explained, but at 3 minutes, 22 seconds into the dive, there's a timestamp anomaly. The internal clock jumps forward by 8 minutes and 17 seconds. That's not a technical malfunction, someone edited this footage. The manipulated timestamp meant Marcus's actual dive duration was longer than recorded. But the more devastating discovery was in the GPS coordinates embedded in the camera's system. Marcus hadn't been inspecting the Northwind Pioneer at all. His actual location, the wreck of the cargo vessel Iron Duke, which sank in 1962 carrying a load of industrial copper that was never salvaged. The wreck lay in 73 feet of water, 26 feet deeper than Marcus had reported to surface control. But here's where the case takes its most chilling turn. The unedited portions of Marcus's camera footage show something that maritime investigators still struggle to explain. At the 12-minute mark of his dive, Marcus can be heard saying, "Jesus Christ, they're already here." The camera then captures artificial lights moving systematically around the Iron Duke's cargo hold. Wait, what? Marcus wasn't alone down there. Coast Guard dive teams using side-scan sonar discovered the truth 3 days later. The Iron Duke had been systematically stripped of its copper cargo over the previous 6 months. Torch marks on the hull showed professional salvage work. Someone was running an illegal underwater mining operation and they'd been using Marcus as an unwitting scout. The edited camera footage was meant to create an alibi evidence that Marcus had been conducting a routine inspection when he died. But the killers made one crucial mistake. In the final 30 seconds of unedited footage, Marcus's camera captures a partial hull number on one of the salvage boats above MI 7842D. Michigan Department of Natural Resources records showed that number belonged to a vessel registered to Torino Marine Recovery Vincent, Torino's legitimate salvage company. The devastating truth. Marcus had likely recognized the operation from his 2017 work for Torino. The mysterious phone call 3 days before his death wasn't a threat, it was a job offer. Torino needed someone with Marcus's skills and discretion for the copper salvage, but when Marcus arrived at the Iron Duke, he discovered the operation was larger than he'd expected. Multiple divers, industrial equipment, a sophisticated theft ring. His final words, "They already here," suggest he realized he'd walked into something far beyond a simple salvage job. The mystery that still haunts maritime investigators. Marcus's cause of death was nitrogen narcosis at 73 feet of depth. He'd safely navigated hundreds of times. His dive computer showed no rapid ascent, no emergency procedures. How does an experienced commercial diver simply forget to surface? Vincent Torino was arrested 4 months later on federal charges related to the theft of historical maritime artifacts. He plead down to conspiracy charges and served 18 months. He's never been officially connected to Marcus Kellerman's death. The Iron Duke now sits under 24-hour Coast Guard surveillance. Maritime archaeologists estimate that over $400,000 in copper was removed before the site was secured. But here's the question that keeps maritime investigators awake. If you're an experienced commercial diver who discovers an illegal operation, and you have an emergency bailout bottle and surface communication, why wouldn't you abort the dive immediately? The Great Lakes Maritime Institute has since implemented new protocols requiring buddy diving systems for all commercial inspections. Below 40 feet, Marcus's death changed diving safety standards across all 5 Great Lakes. Next week on TwistedCrimesUnveiled, we investigate the case of the cargo ship that vanished from radar for 47 minutes in the middle of Lake Michigan and the satellite imagery that shows it was never actually empty. If maritime mysteries and the dark secrets hidden beneath our Great Lakes intrigue you, dive deeper with us by subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Because in these waters, the truth lies far below the surface.